You may have a conflicting thought about your career or your family or politics or uh, so it's uncertainty about which way to decide, which way to move, right? That's the ambivalence. So how do we deal with these situations? And that is one of the things that we're in conflict with. It's our mind is in conflict with our heart. And that is the reason that we are back and forth. We're trying to figure things out. The mind is trying to figure things out. It's confused, right? What should we do? What way should I go? What direction should I go in? But the interesting thing is that we have a heart. A heart has a mind, right? In many cultures and many centuries, people knew that, right? Now we are studying that through science, and psychologists and doctors are finding out there's a place called HeartMath in California where they study the heart. And the heart gives more messages to the brain than the brain gives to the heart. And the heart knows the answer to the different questions that we ask it. It already knows the truth. And it signals us by being very calm. It is calm, it's by nature is calm. But it tells the brain that whatever the brain comes up with, is that the right decision? And the way it does it is it you can ask yourself, do I feel safe with this decision that the mind has come up with? Do I feel peaceful or stressed? And so you can tell when you make the right decision that you feel peaceful, or you feel, okay, you don't know how it's going to come out. And it's really a thing of choice, right? Which way are you going to go? Are you going to keep spinning? Or are you going to stop, be mindful, and go into your heart and just feeling, is this the right decision? So it's two ways you can go. I had to learn this because I was working as a publicist for two networks, ABC and CBS, and I had to choose, the different actors to do different interviews or to go different places, which person I'm going to choose, and it just spins around and round. And then I really had the ambivalent nature when we adopted two of the kids, and we had three kids, so two were, one was, was special needs. And so I was always trying to take him to different places or different therapists, and what is going to work for him and what's not going to work for him. And that was spinning. But then I learned to go into the heart, because I couldn't tell what was going to be the result of whatever decision I made for him. But I had to find that place of peace and clarity. But I couldn't do it through the mind, because the mind is trying to just go back and forth. It feels unsafe anyway, right? So it gives you unsafe answers. And so you're trying to figure out the pros and cons with the mind, the what ifs, but fears could coming up, right? It gets in the way. And also you have other people's voices, you have old conditioning from your subconscious mind pulling out stuff that you went through before. But the heart feels calm and has relief, and gives you an inner yes or no answer, right? It doesn't argue, it doesn't debate, it just knows. But when you learn to go inside and trust that heart, you begin to get direction. And for me, it was just fantastic. I just learned to live with the heart for directions. And if I can go in a supermarket and see two different items and, conflict about which one to go, I can just ask the heart, breathing in and breathing out, which way? Which one do I feel comfortable with? Which way do I feel calm with? Which way do I feel a peace with? And that turns out to be the right decision, not only in the supermarket, but in my life in general. So it's being able to trust that beautiful thing called the heart that we think is just a blood pump. It's more than that. It has a mind. And when is it syncs the brain. And so that's called heart coherence. We're syncing with when we put our attention on our heart and breathing through our heart and feeling our heart, it syncs the brain and calms the brain down from all the chatter that the brain does. And then the right intuitive decision comes up for us. So we know which way to go automatically because we have that stuff pushed out the way that the mind is pulled back on us, right?